All right, good evening and welcome to the March 10th, 2026 Zoning Board of Appeals regular monthly meeting for the Village of Ossining. This is a public hearing that is quasi judicial. We're using a hybrid format for today's meeting for both in-person and online via Zoom. Members of the public attending via Zoom may use the raise hand feature at any time if you'd like to make a comment. Those attending by phone, you can press *9. That will do the same thing. It'll function as a raised hand. We will actually pick on you at the appropriate time and bring you into the meeting. During this meeting, comments may be emailed at any time to plan@villageofossiningny.gov. That'll go right up to our table here. For those in the room, if you haven't done so already, please do so when you come up, but sign in. Please put your address and just restate your name when you come up for our minutes. All right, this meeting will be recorded and a transcript of the meeting will be available at a later date. So let's do this. We're going to be joined today by Maddie Zahash, our assistant village manager. I believe, yep, there's Joe Gostinelli, our building inspector. We have Jamie Kane, our board secretary, and Taryn Ramey, our assistant land use attorney. Get a roll call of the board, please.
Sure can. Olga Montes. Here. Corey Black. Here. Erica Matias. Here. Chris Asensio.
Here.
And Chair Aberuzek.
Here, and it looks like everyone here except for Olga can vote on the minutes for last month's meeting. So if I could get a motion to approve February 10th meeting minutes as distributed.
Motion to approve. Erica.
Motion second, Chris.
We have Erica and Chris, and if there are no objections to approving the minutes are approved. Moving on to new business. So I believe we have two tonight. Yep. So first up is ZBA 22-2025. This is for 5-7 Hill Street. Applicant is seeking an amendment to a previously granted variance for a front yard setback for the proposed construction of a two-family house. And if I'm correct, we last saw you last month.
Yes.
After discussing the 5 factors, we took a informal, non-binding straw poll, at which time it looked like it would have been a 5-0 approval if notices were put out. So
Yes, they were.
I would like to start with, do you have anything new or different
No,
to add?
Mr. Norm Jansa with Westchester Modular, and we look forward to passing this and moving forward.
All right. And for the board, was there anybody here who, just Olga? I don't want to bypass your opportunity to ask any questions on this, so.
Well, just for some context, since the applicant was previously before the zoning board and received a front yard setback variance, they had to go to BAR for approval. The BAR requested that the applicant put a front porch on the facade facing the street, which triggered an amended front yard setback variance. So they're back before you for the amended variance.
Yeah.
But this is a change requested by the planning board,
Exactly.
Gotcha.
No fault of their own.
and it's a pretty routine variance.
Yeah,
But
and that was one of the things that we discussed. But please take a second and I will proceed to open the public hearing when you're ready.
And just for the board's reference, they are proposing a 6-foot setback where 30 feet is required, which requires a variance of 24 feet. The board previously approved a 12-foot setback, which is an 18-foot variance. So they need a variance for the additional 6 feet.
And I believe we saw pictures of the we looked at surrounding neighborhood and it was pretty in line with the surrounding neighborhood too.
This was a recommendation or an ask from the planning board due to safety egress.
No,
Yes,
actually, ARB, the Architectural Review Board, asked for it because they felt that the other houses on the block had front-facing porches. And our original plan did not. We actually had a side-facing porch toward the water. So, I mean, we're happy, and there's the site right there. And so I guess just to conform to the feel of the neighborhood, they asked for this and we, of course, complied. So we went to move forward. It has changed hands now. The sale went through, so our client is raring to go to get started on. We have working on our building permit with the building department.
And you'll also have another opportunity after we close the public hearing.
You go ahead.
Could I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open, Corey?
Second, Erica.
You've got Corey and then Erica. If there's no objections to opening the public hearing, public hearing is open. I believe we only have applicants in the room, but just in case, anybody here to speak on this? We have no attendees additional online. So could I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close, Erica.
Motion second.
Oh, we got Erica and then Olga / Chris. If there are no objections to closing the public hearing is closed. I just want to ask if you have any,
I don't.
could we run through the 5 factors, please?
So as the board knows, in determining whether to grant the applicant's request for the variance, it must balance any benefit to the applicant against any detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the community. In doing this analysis, you're required to consider 5 factors. The first factor is whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties will be created by granting the variance.
No, I think the BAR's request was to satisfy that factor, align with the character of the neighborhood.
And whether the benefit sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than area variance. Just remind you to be,
It's
prior plan required a variance anyways,
And this is a request not by the applicant themselves.
right?
Yeah. But it forces them to come here.
Right, right.
Whether the requested area variance is substantial,
It is a 6-foot request on what is the requirement for the setback?
it is a 30-foot setback, they're
Oh.
proposing 6 feet.
I would say it's not a numerically or.
So the variance request, it's an additional 6 feet,
Oh, additional 6 feet, that's
so the total number of the variance would end up being 24 feet.
numerically, yes, impact, no.
Then whether the variance would have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions of the neighborhood or district.
No, I don't think so.
The building plan will, or the building permit will. There have any potential impacts in it.
And finally, whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which is relevant to the board's determination, but not necessarily dispositive.
For once, this is an easy no. Based on how everybody responded, it looks like we're looking for an approval. So could I get a motion to approve, ZBA application 22/2025?
Motion to approve, Olga.
Motion second, Chris.
We've got Olga and Chris. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
All right, Erica Matias.
Yes.
Chris Asensio.
Yes.
Olga Montez.
Yes.
Corey Block.
Yes.
Chair Aberrizak.
Yes. There you go. Congratulations. Good luck. Thanks for coming back again.
Thanks, Bill.
What's the build time?
Yeah, scared.
Build time?
Yeah, with the modular.
We're actually about to get started on the actual modulars now, but
Yeah,
we have to get our building permit and of course, we have to dig a foundation and
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, so. I would think next 6 weeks to 2 months.
Oh, wow, that's fast.
So,
that's crazy. Okay.
anyway, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have ZBA 6/2026 for 6 Susquehanna Road. Applicant is seeking an area variance for side yard setback for the driveway. And, and you've signed in, right, sir?
Everybody's saying.
Okay, perfect.
We put everyone's name.
Right. So, just to help out the board secretary, when somebody's speaking, just say your name so that she knows.
Yeah, my name's Julio Amar. The first thing is good afternoon, everybody. I'm worried for all the things that's happened. Well, I bought the house like 9 years ago. When I bought it, was the house, it's a mess. All the water, because the other line is like a little high. All the water is coming to my bed. I try to correct that, not to spend so much money. I put a garden in the land. And doesn't help. And my son-in-law, they say, it's doing the driveway. And after that, they got the permits. I'm sorry to you see the garden is all the way, you see the line, all the garden is there. Like it all the way to the bottom. Yeah, right in the center. It used to come with the water like from the other side because it's a little high. And score then into the basement. Yeah, I tried to correct it. Now I don't have any more leaking, And but they have all this, inconvenience with the town, that's,
Well,
you know.
bienvenido. Y
I
gracias
hope
por
you
su
can help me,
paciencia.
like, you know. I try to do the best way to keep it nice and clean and nice looking for the neighborhood. You know,
So
So-
just to give the board an update, what happened was the applicant applied to redo the blacktop on the driveway in the same location, the way you see it in the picture. And then when they actually did the installation, we did the inspection, the driveway was widened and went closer to the side yard, as you see in the picture there. Which created the need now for a variance, although it didn't go over the maximum impervious surface coverage when they calculated it. It doesn't have the 4-foot setback now. But the permit was issued originally because what was proposed was just a blacktop exactly as the driveway originally was.
Same as. In the past, when we've had somebody, this is minor to compare to some of the ones we've seen. We've had somebody go from partial coverage to covering their entire yard, every square inch of it up to their property line. This is obviously not the case. My first question is, because in the snow, I can't see it. How much grass or space is there between your fence and the driveway?
Like a little.
Not much, the
nothing.
setbacks like
Yeah.
0.2, 0.3.
You can see in the pictures before.
Yeah, the survey
Yeah.
has it.
You can
Yes,
see in
the survey
pictures
shows
before.
Well,
the,
this, they like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably still just.
Yeah.
It shows how it jogs along the property line
yeah.
and on the left hand side, so they illustrated the curve.
So it goes up to the fence line.
Oh, wow.
essentially.
So we see how it how it is extended in that midsection that came out.
And even a foot or two kind of on those other bump outs.
Yeah, and then I guess the worksheet is saying that although there's more driveway, that we're saying the impervious surface is still the same.
Mhm.
I think I think how they included it is the existing as it stands now in the proposed legalization. I don't think they factored in the prior coverage before they did the extra paving.
We're not looking at the delta.
We're not looking at this.
We're not looking at the delta.
You're looking at what they are showing you right now.
So
Yeah, they don't need an impervious surface, it's the setback, right?
Just something to factor in though, if we're allowing the expansion of impervious surface, you know, in the because of the setback, that like it doesn't affect.
So are
grossly
we
that other-
approving work that's already been done or work that they're
Well,
planning to do?
the question is whether or not to approve work that's already been done.
That's
So
already
this
been
would,
done.
this is for the driveway setback, so this is to legalize the setback that they're
Gotcha.
created.
How does this factor in with the water problem?
The water problem is good. You see in the part, they have the blacktop, and that part, it was. When it's
So-
raining,
Curve to the center of the
it's like,
driveway.
go like it, because the other property is like little high.
Uh-huh.
And like I said in the beginning, I try to correct it with the garden. I don't want to like put something and keeping the same thing like go underneath the basement. Like
So-
from inside, yeah.
So since the work that's been done, has your water problem been fixed?
Yes.
Yes.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
I also think it's just important for the board to note with the setback, there is. With the driveway setback, one of the concerns is the proximity to the neighboring property and like encroaching on that space. There is still the privacy fence that's
Yeah.
still there, and the neighbor does have some significant screening. So that would help mitigate some of the effects of the variance.
Yeah, drainage would have been my only concern.
Yeah, you see, they have this little grass.
Mhm.
I used to put in my machine, sometimes doesn't go in, and I have to do by hand.
Can we look at some of the other driveways in the neighborhood?
Let's take a stroll, shall we?
Let's take a stroll.
I walk around this neighborhood all the time. Which way would you like to do that?
Yeah, we'll go to the end and then,
Okay.
Kind of hard to tell where some of the property lines are.
so it looks like thin driveways, if I were to characterize it.
Nice neighborhood. driveway setback's kind of hard to tell,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. But there's no privacy fence. I mean, there's like a grass slip in between.
Right, there's not a lot of similar.
Yeah,
Right, since there isn't a house with a similar setup.
not this dimension. I guess where we have a fence.
Let's go to the
Yellow
neighborhood
house next to
fences.
them, yeah.
The fence.
There we go.
So it looks like that's this
Oh, that's-
property. Looks like
Guys on the yellow house.
wow, it's similar.
There's, that looks pretty.
So that looks like a similar configuration where,
Yeah.
It widens at the
You
front.
see, that one, they have the whole blacktop. This my, they have like, I believe some gardens in there,
Hmm.
just looking like a. Give it like
Nice,
a
a neighbor.
For neighbor.
Okay, I think I'm.
I don't have any other questions. Ms. Matias,
Two questions.
I was very formal.
No, I'm good. I got it. Thank you.
Oh my God.
What are yeah,
Right.
I have no questions.
Okay, so, could I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open, Corey.
Second, Chris?
We got Corey and Chris. If there's no objections to opening the public hearing is open. By any chance, no, I do not see any attendees online. All three of you are the applicant or here on behalf of the applicant. We waited long enough. Could I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close, Olga. Second, Erica.
Olga, then Erica. If there's no objections to closing the public hearing is closed. Any further questions before we do the 5 factors? All right, 5 factors, please.
and you must conduct the aforementioned balancing test. The first of the 5 factors you must consider is whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby property will be created by granting the variance.
I would say no, while it doesn't match the majority in the neighborhood, it is not a poor aesthetic choice. And there is one neighbor next to them with a similar configuration. I also want to say that having, oh, this will be for, because detriment to a neighbor could be runoff, but that's also environmental. But all I have to say.
I agree. I mean, it seems previous efforts to remedy their situation had been tried. And I don't think this choice makes, brings a negative impact to the property.
I think the biggest balance is that combination of running across the line and having these moments of grass. So we'll try to retain the original condition as best as possible.
And whether the benefit sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than the area variance.
This one's tough because technically you would need an area variance for the original, although replacing same as, they wouldn't have needed the variance. However,
I had a second problem.
yes, so technically I do think, because I don't think it would be a major financial consideration to cut off the edge of it, but that's not necessarily what I'm recommending, but
This was definitely pressed on by a different kind of hardship, and water damage to the house itself. It's a
Plus-
pressing matter.
And if they also wanted to expand their driveway anyways, they would have required a variance. So here they're asking for legalization, but if they wanted to do this in the first place, they'd be before you anyways. Whether the requested area variance is substantial,
numerically.
But not impactfully. You can barely notice, I think, the difference, but with your eye.
whether the variance would have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district.
Physical, no, because of the privacy fence and the opaque difference between the two properties across the property line. And also we asked about the runoff issue, which was remedied.
And there's the wall under their impervious surface coverage allowance.
Yes.
So
Sorry. And finally, whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which is relevant to the board's consideration, but not necessarily dispositive.
Yes.
Okay.
Although not a perfect 5 points in my head, it seems like it's leaning towards a yes. So could I get a motion to approve ZBA 6/2026?
Motion to approve, Erica.
seconded 40.
Erica, then Corey. Could we get a roll call vote, please?
Okay, Chris Asensio,
Yes.
Erica Matias.
Yes.
Corey Block,
Yes.
Olga Montez.
Yes.
Chair Aberrizak.
Yes. Gracias y tiene un excelente.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you so
time.
much.
Thank
everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Good night.
Have a good night.
And with that, 34 State Street is not here yet, that was for the future. So, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn. Second Erica.
We've got Olga and Erica, and if there are no objections, meeting is adjourned until next month. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.